Hi, everyone. It's me, Dr. Nakia Sanders Cotton, author of Essential Tips for Special Education Leaders, which is on the shelf behind me, and author of my newest book, Essential Tips for Section 504 Coordinators, which is available now on Amazon. So secure your copy. Today, I want to talk about the last few chapters in the book. Chapter 7, I talk about relationships, which I mentioned in the last video. Chapter 8, I talk about how to coordinate with your heart. So in Essential Tips for Section 504, Essential Tips for School Special Education Leaders, I talk about leading with your heart. But if you're a coordinator, you may not, you are a leader in your building, but you need to learn how to coordinate Section 504 with your heart. And let me just start with a quote. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. That's by Eleanor Roosevelt. So I talk about servant leaders and ways that you can serve as a Section 504 coordinator, facilitate positive change, and coordinate Section 504 with your heart. So Chapter 8 is coordinate with your heart. And at the end, I provide some essential tips for you as a leader, as a Section 504 coordinator, and ways to be a visionary and impact change and compliance of Section 504 in your building. Chapter 9, I talk about ethical leadership. Section 504 is a litigious subject, and it is a federal law. So you want to make sure that you are acting ethically, because we don't want the compliance police or the ethical police to come after us as educators, because we are held to a higher standard. So Chapter 9, I talk about ethical leadership. And my quote for that chapter is, integrity is better than any career, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I talk about ethical leadership and ways that you can lead as a Section 504 coordinator in your building or your district. I provide 7 steps for managing and leading meetings ethically. And I also talk about ways that ethical leaders are as far as the characteristics of ethical leaders. So this chapter, I talk about a 7-step process for solving problems ethically. So it's in the book, take a look. And then I talk about the characteristics of ethical leadership. Chapter 10, I talk about just essential tips and recommendations based on my experiences. I've been an educator for 24 years, and over 10 of those have been working with students with disabilities in special education and Section 504. So Chapter 10 provides a plethora of essential tips throughout the book in ways that you can be a great Section 504 coordinator, whether you're a leader, a counselor, a teacher, a parent, whatever you're doing. And I said parent because parent, you're gaining knowledge about Section 504. So the last chapter, Chapter 10, just kind of sums it all up, provides essential tips across the board. So if you want to know anything about how to be that leader in impact change, Chapter 10 has all that information that's kind of summed up for you. And then the conclusion, the world is yours. Let nothing be done in your life which causes you to fear it if it becomes known. So that is a quote that I start Chapter 11. And once you read this book, I'm hoping that you will have more knowledge. And like I said, I conclude the book by saying, the world is yours. So go forth and lead and provide services for students with disabilities, those physical and mental impairments under Section 504 with integrity. So grab the book. Like I always say, there's no one size fit all, but this is based on my experiences, and it is a resource for you along with your other resources when you're working with students with disability who have Section 504 services. So grab your copy. They're available on Amazon. Link is down in this link is down below, and grab your copy, read it, tell your principals to buy you guys a copy. It's a great book, Essential Tips for Section 504 Coordinators. I'm a little biased, but I put my heart into it. And always thanks in advance for your support, and happy reading.